Alright, what's up YouTube? We're back another day with the face cam. Today we're going to be talking about how you stop corner routes here in college football 25. The best corner route defense, because we know that, these double corner routes are super meta. Just corner routes in general, they're always good in any, game that you ever made. Corner routes, being able to attack the deep sideline, get away from, your user defender is always going to be one of the best things that you can do in this game. But we have one of the best ways to take them away. Now, a lot of y'all would say, I've talked about it before, just use zone drops. Well, zone drops, they are helpful, but they don't completely do the job. With these addition of the custom stems here in this game, we're able to custom stem routes over the top of, zone drops, especially when we're running cover 2. Now, cover 3, if we want to run that coverage, it's even easier. We just put a shriek, run off the outside third, and then we run the corner route underneath of it. So what I will say is corner routes can be tough to stop, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna run this nickel 3-3 stack. I've talked about it before. I did an entire defensive ebook on this 3-3 stack, but I didn't talk about how we necessarily take away corner routes. I was just talking about the blitz in that video. Well, what we're gonna do, you have to make sure, let's just talk about these coaching adjustments real quick. Defensive motion response, we're running zone coverage, so make sure this is disabled. Option defensive read key, we're talking about corner routes here in this video, but you can have that on conservative. Tackling I don't really touch, but make sure you have your zone drops, your flats on 25, your curl flats on 5, and you make sure you have your hooks on 5 or 10 depending on the situation. Most time I have mine on 5, but the key thing, I'm gonna have an arrow on the screen of what I'm talking about here. Packages, we have to make sure that we have this safety nickelback package on, so it's gonna say safety NB, just like this. What this is gonna do is it's gonna allow us to put our top safeties in outside thirds, and then we're gonna be able to put our slot corner in a inside third. So let's just jump right into it. The play that we're gonna be calling a lot of the time is going to be this Tampa 2 nickel blitz. So it's gonna be just this X, scroll all the way down the bottom and then click X. So it's gonna be this Tampa 2 nickel blitz. Now it can be done out of really any cover 2. So if you want to run cover 2 drop, you can do that. But sometimes we want to have our slot corner blitzing as well. So that's why I like this Tampa 2 nickel blitz. Now if you want to run the best blitz in the game, if you just want to blitz the quarterback, you don't really have to worry about corner routes necessarily. This linebacker blitz 0 that I did an entire video on is really good too. But we're gonna be in this Tampa 2 nickel blitz here in this video, and let's jump right into it. We have our pre-snap adjustments here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put our slot corner, double tap Y, and then we're gonna press this LB button, and we're gonna put our slot corner in the middle third. So press the left stick up. So it's gonna now look something like this. Now we're gonna hit Y twice, 3 times. So we're gonna hit Y, Y, Y. Now we're gonna hit the left stick to the left to put this guy in the outside third here on the left. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. We're gonna hit Y twice, then we're gonna hit A, and we're going to hit the right stick this time to the left. So now he's gonna, basically they're both gonna disappear into their zone. So it's gonna look something like this. Now you can see, now they're gonna pop up. So what this is gonna do is he's in an outside third, we have a middle third, and we have another outside third. All right, so now we're gonna be able to see what the player looks like. And if we go to take the snap here as an offense, right, we call this corner out, we're looking for Y here over the top. You're gonna be able to see we have our guy right there to pick it off. Now, if he's in a deep half, that is probably still going to be open, right? So we're going to run it one more time so you're able to see what that looks like when we have our outside third adjustments on the field. This is basically a package that allows us to put our safeties in outside third. If you run any other package in this nickel 3-3, you're not going to be able to not only put your safeties in outside thirds, you won't be able to put your slot corner in an inside third. Now if we go ahead, this time we're gonna have just deep halves on the field, and we're gonna go ahead and call this same corner right here as an offense. Well, you're able to see now it's wide open down the field, and that's just a big play down the field. They definitely nerfed the spin move. I have definitely noticed that. And that's one of the best ways that you obviously can stop corner routes, because now we see, like I just showed, when we have that deep half, he's wide open down there. So boom, deep half. He's not even really guarding anything, if we're being honest. Like, he's not guarding this post, and he's not guarding this corner out. So you have to make sure that you have those outside thirds in the field. But now we're gonna go ahead and talk about what happens if you don't put your middle third. All 3 of these zones, you need all of them, because anytime you run this with 2 outside thirds, if you don't have a middle third down the field, well, that leaves the middle of the field wide open. And I can't tell you how many times I've ran this package and I either forgot to put a middle third on the field, or I just chose not to. So you're able to see they go and snap this play flood, one of the best beaters in the game. You're able to see now, that's the most wide open one play touchdown you'll ever see. If you miss that as an offensive player, That's really bad. But you're able to see we did a good job of taking away this corner route here, right? We did a good job of taking away this corner route to Y, but look who's open. This X route down the field's wide open. So, and another thing that you have to do is to make this even better is you want to make sure you're pressed. You want to make sure you're pressed, and you want to make sure that you move this guy out just a little bit more. It makes him guarded just a tad bit better. You can see on that last play, he was there, but you could probably still have thrown both the corner route and that deep post down the field. But then make sure your middle third is kind of backed off a little bit more, like probably like right there is exactly where you want to put him. And y'all are gonna say in the comments, well, you might not have time, Guilty, you might not have time to make all these adjustments. Yes, you might not have time to make all these little minor moving guys exactly where you want them to be, right? For example, but just get the outside thirds and the inside third off. That's really the main thing. And then obviously you want to make sure that you have your outside corners. This is still a cover 2 defense, even though you have outside thirds in the field. And then we're gonna make sure we put these other guys in purples. Play art's not showing up in practice mode, but if we go ahead and really call any route combo, yes, it's gonna be a 3-man rush on the field, but if we go ahead and call any route combo here, and this time we're still able to get pressure. No one's really open there. Our corner route was taken away, and a 3-man rush was able to take everything else away. We look at this on the instant replay. Our flat's guarded by this curl flat, and then this little backside dig. That's where really your user is gonna be. But you can see, look who's here waiting for this corner route, right? You're able to see he drops back in an outside third responsibility, and he's just standing there waiting for this corner out to be thrown. Can you throw this? Absolutely not. I mean, you can absolutely not throw this corner out here. You're able to see we have, what makes this really good is we have a cloud flat underneath of it. So if they throw it now, we're just able to pick it off with this guy. But if they wait, they're gonna throw a pick right here to our safety. So what I will say is, especially a lot of people would do this to me in Madden 24 when I would run tight doubles, where they would have these outside thirds in the field to take away. They would run a cover 2 double Mabel, but they would have outside thirds instead of deep halves, right? And so when I would try to throw my shot fade cross fade, that outside third would be right there to break on it. So these outside thirds, not a lot of people know about this, I will say. Now, this is not the only formation that has these outside thirds. There's a couple of other, defensive formations that have these outside thirds, but I would say that this is my favorite because it also has another really good blitz. And whenever we have 8 DBs in the field, it's gonna make our job way easier to play pass defense. Now, what I will say is you're sending a 3-man rush. Now you can blitz extra people. You can blitz, your one of your 2 linebackers that's off the ball to make this rush a little bit better. Because when you send 3 people, the quarterback a lot of the time has all day in the pocket, but you're able to see we take the snap one more time here. And again, I mean, a 3-man rush, that's back-to-back plays, like, of just us shedding the quarterback. I mean, number 31 here, we're using Texas. He's one of the best defensive linemen in the game. A 3-man rush, still able to, shed a 5-man protection. So don't really worry about sending 3. Make sure your prioritizing in coverage. You want to have as many guys in coverage as you can get if you need them to be able to stop these really good offensive players. And one more thing here that we're going to talk about. I've seen this defense for a while. I've known about it for a while, and I've kind of, had to figure out ways to beat it myself, because when I played against it first, I couldn't move the ball, right? The idea of it is, okay, I'm going to take away your corner routes. I'm also going to have, a double Mabel in the field, so I'm going to take away really all of your, short routes. Really anything you can go to. They can't run double corner routes versus you, right? They can't run any corner route. They can't throw an out route to their tight end because we have another curl flat there. So the only way to beat it is to have good pocket presence and try to take off with your quarterback, or throw over the middle of the field, and you're gonna have to find a way to avoid their user, right? But there is one thing that we're gonna look at. So one of my favorite things to do if I'm, for example, this is why I kind of like this tight slots formation. So if we're in tight slots, we're gonna put our B receiver on a corner out, right? We're gonna put our tight end on the shriek. And if we look at their play art here, we look at both play arts, you're gonna be able to see their slot corner who's in the middle third, he's coming from the opposite side. He's to guard this, to be in this deep zone. So he's not exactly gonna be able to take away our tight end shriek. So if we take the snap here, you're gonna be able to see, look who's open down the middle of the field, right? We're able to catch that and pick up a big gain. Now, that's tough. That's tough to stop because we have our slot corner coming. There's really nothing you can do. He's coming from the opposite side of the field, and yes, he's gonna do a good job of taking away the middle of the field, but there's ways to do this out of really any formation. So normally what I just like to do whenever I see this is, okay, I know as a defensive player, you're gonna run something like this, right? You're gonna run a play where you know I'm in an two outside thirds defense, right? So really what we call this is just inverted cover 3, but this time we're gonna man up the tight end, right? The tight end is really the only guy who has an opportunity to just run right down the center field and pick up a big gain. Now, if you have time to take that away, if you want to do a better job of taking that away, you can move this guy to the middle of the field. But again, a lot of guys, like if I was playing against this, normally when I run tight slots, I like to snap the ball. I don't really like to give you a lot of time to make all these adjustments, make your defense as good as possible, right? So we're gonna snap the ball in a pretty reasonable time frame here, but if they go take the snap this time, the tight end's manned up and he's not open down the field, right? So, and then, I mean, it's a 3-man rush, so they still have to move around with their quarterback, right? And they still have an opportunity to make a play there with him. But we have our corner out, once again, not open. We have a flat underneath, and then we have our outside third here to take away their corner out. And then again, over here, their corner out's guarded by this outside third. These outside thirds really good at taking away the corner routes. They do open up a lane possibly for them to throw other things down the field, so make sure you're recognizing that. And that's going to do it for this video on how you stop corner routes here in college football 25. Once again, we're in the nickel 3-3 stack. We have our package as this safety nickel back. Make sure you have this safety nickel back on so you can put those top safeties and outside thirds, and then put that block corner in the middle third. Run that inverted cover 3. Also make sure you have a double maple on both sides. And then if you need to, you want to send a 4-man rush, sometimes you can blitz one of those linebackers, but especially on the side of their passing strength, you want to make sure that you have a short flat and a deep flat to help take away the sideline even better. So that's pretty much all I got here in this video. Don't forget to down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tomorrow we will be back with another offensive ebook to help you guys out, but I'll see y'all then, and peace.